Alycia Burton. The weight of responsibility success changes how the world looks at you, but it also changes what the world expects from you. After Alycia Burton became a familiar face through Gold Rush, her life quietly shifted. Not because she suddenly became rich or famous, but because people began watching, listening, judging. Every horse she worked with now carried expectations far heavier than before. But Alycia never chased attention. Attention found her. Behind the scenes, the work never slowed. In fact, it became harder. More horses arrived, many in worse condition than before. Animals that had failed in multiple homes. Horses with deep behavioral trauma. Horses labeled as last chances. And Alycia accepted them anyway. Each new horse brought responsibility. Not just to train, but to protect. Because when a horse has already been misunderstood by humans, one more mistake can break them forever. Alycia understood this weight. There were nights she questioned herself. Wondered if she was taking on too much. Wondered if caring so deeply came at too high a cost. But every morning she returned to the paddocks because the horses were waiting. Trust doesn't rebuild itself. It must be earned quietly. Some horses took weeks just to allow a halter. Others trembled at human touch. A few reacted with aggression born from fear. Alycia never labeled them as bad. She labeled them as hurt. Training wasn't about fixing behavior, it was about healing history. She slowed everything down. Progress was measured in small victories. A calm breath, a lowered head, a step forward without panic. To outsiders, it didn't look impressive. To Alycia, it meant everything. As her reputation grew, so did criticism. People questioned her methods. Some said kindness was weakness. Others doubted that patience could replace force in a demanding industry. Alycia didn't argue. She let the horses speak. Time and again, horses once written off became reliable, calm, and confident. Not because they were broken into submission, but because they were invited into partnership. Yet success didn't shield Alycia from hardship. Injuries happened. Setbacks came without warning. Financial pressure was constant. There were no guarantees, no safety nets. But she refused to compromise her values. She believed professionalism wasn't about looking perfect. It was about doing right when no one is watching. What mattered most wasn't praise, it was progress. Horses began arriving not just from nearby farms but from distant regions, owners desperate for answers. Trainers who had tried everything. They didn't come seeking miracles. They came seeking understanding. And Alycia offered it honestly. Sometimes that meant telling people the truth they didn't want to hear. That a horse wasn't broken. That the problem wasn't the animal, it was the environment. The handling. The expectations. Those conversations weren't easy. But Alycia never chose the easy path. What kept her going were the quiet moments no camera ever captured. A horse resting its head against her shoulder. A first calm ride after months of fear. The moment when a horse finally exhaled, as if realizing it was safe. Those moments mattered more than any spotlight. Because to Alycia Burton, horsemanship was never about control. It was about responsibility. And responsibility she knew was heavier than fame but far more meaningful.